Excellent. Hi, Cece. Great to see you today. Thanks for joining us. I'm really excited to
Hi,
understand. I'm really excited to understand some things that are happening in the Mexican grocery scene. So maybe for this conversation, could we focus in on convenience? And could you
of course.
help me and our listeners understand some of what you're seeing in the market that's inspiring you and exciting you at the moment from a convenience food perspective?
Of course, perfect. Thank you, Mark, for having me here. So, convenience in the Mexican market, I'm seeing that it means eating something that feels real, like something that feels homemade. So, in the Mexican market, even though we can use sugar or carbs or rice or things that maybe people don't see that are very nutritious, we still value that it's real. So we can make like a juice that has real fruit, or know that the protein is of quality. So every time that we see convenience, either in frozen foods like a whole meal or just a snack, we see that they market the real food. So it's also about nutritious and something that satisfies hunger and something that you can feel comfortable giving to your kids or to your parents or something like that.
Oh, fabulous. So in some of the other markets we operate in, high protein has become very important, and we're beginning to see high fiber claims becoming more important now. What's important from a Mexican perspective?
The protein is obviously always a part of our diet, but it's not the high protein craze that I have seen in the US. So it's balanced. We also want carbs. We use a lot of tortillas here in Mexico, so we use a balanced meal mostly more than just protein. So people do focus on like having the full, like also fats, like maybe avocado or olive oil or something like that. But we do like we value protein, but we don't want just protein. We also want fiber, as you say. Like it's really welcome here in Mexico because a lot of native vegetables like nopales or also corn has fiber, so we do value it. But we don't want to just have protein. We also
Okay.
want veggies or carbs.
Sounds a little bit closer to the Mediterranean style diet, but it's just a great balance of fresh food, whether it's proteins and whether it's vegetables in season and so forth. Yes.
Yes, but the Mediterranean, I think it's more fresh, as you say. Here in Mexico, what we like is mostly, we say guisos, but it's like when you make like meat, but you cook it a lot with a lot like it almost tastes smoked because it's so cooked, and we use like tomato and things, but everything is cooked like a salsa. It's like tomato, but it's cooked, and then you make it like you blend it and you have salsa. So that's what
Excellent. Okay.
that's more, that's what makes us feel home, like something that is homemade is something cooked,
Excellent.
like with
Okay.
fire.
And from a supermarket perspective, when you're in the supermarkets, are you finding now that brands and private label are producing those slow cook products so that you don't need to cook it as long
Yes.
at home?
Yes, we have seen innovation in that type of products, that they have it cooked and they have it like sealed, so the you can have it in your home, but you need to just like cook it as well, but it's already, it's not raw, so it's already
Yes.
pre-cooked. That's
Yeah.
that's like the innovation here.
Yeah, excellent. Okay. And I have to ask you, just moving on to a slightly different topic, we're seeing the growth in the UK for Mexican inspired hot sauces. So
Mm.
what's that look like in the Mexican market? I imagine you must have an abundance of fantastic sauces around you in the supermarkets.
Yes, fantastic sauces, but we're still sticking to traditional. So it's like jalapeno, serrano, tomato, but we don't see like the truffle and the other things that we see in like in the US market, maybe that they have more, they blend like truffle, or what else have I seen? Like barbecue, that's not very may like this, that's not traditionally Mexican. So here we have a lot of innovation of different types of spices and of chilies, but we still stick to that typical typical flavor.
Yeah, that's good to hear, because I think there's a place in the market for both. I think when you want it to be hot, you want it to be hot and really clean in flavor. But I also think that, we've got some great barbecue sauces in the market, a lot of those American inspired. But I think it's
Of course.
important to keep the two aside. Again, moving on just a little bit, if we may, what's the sort of shopping habit for the Mexican consumer? Is it one big shop once a week, or is it in the supermarket every couple of days? What does it normally look like?
It normally looks like one big shop once a week. We live in like, it's very normal for people to live like in a big family. I mean, more like 5 people or something like that. So it's not like maybe in the US, like there's only a couple living, like 2 people. Here it's more like family based. So maybe 1 or 2 big grocery shops, but it also the delivery, the home delivery is booming here in Mexico.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay. Well, I'm
Mhm.
conscious I've thrown lots of questions at you, but I just want to hold on to you for a couple more minutes. So, a bit of a speed fire of questions. Please tell me about 3 products you've seen in the supermarkets that have really impressed you lately, and what's impressed you about those products.
So I love the tortillas that are tortillas, but they are like more thin. So 3 of the tortillas are one regular tortilla in like carbs. So that's really famous here in Mexico.
Fabulous.
Also, I love the cauliflower frozen rice. So it's already like I said, like cooked. It can also have seasoning, and you just put it in the like in the, how do you say, like the
Yes, yeah,
cooktop,
the frying pan or the pan, yeah.
and and it tastes delicious. And I have tried to make cauliflower rice from scratch, and it takes a lot of time. So that's like a lifesaver to me.
Yeah, and some of those cauliflower rice products are just amazing, aren't they? You're buying them because they just taste great, as opposed to them being better
Yeah,
for you. Yes.
both. And I also love the jicama chips. That it's like a Mexican tuberculous vegetable, like if I said sweet potato, and they taste delicious, and they have different like lime or chili or even chipotle. I don't know if you know
Yeah,
what's
yeah, yeah,
chipotle.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's very big
Okay.
over here as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's really Mexican. It's a type of chili here, and they make it with chips and everything. And these are also like a better for you, um, less soy soy oil, and
Yes.
that's my top three.
Wow, they sound amazing. And I think anyone that's listening to this recording, I think there's so much innovation coming out of Mexico at the moment. I think it's a
Yes.
market that's definitely worth exploring more. And I'm delighted to have the opportunity to work with you as an in-market specialist there, and help people understand how Mexican food is putting its own twist on products there that we can see reflected in other markets. CC, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark.